Hey guys, welcome to the Save Continue podcast, where every week we get together and talk about video games and video game related stuff. As always, I'm Shanae Howard, and with me is Tommy Shelby
Hello.
and Ryan Robinson.
Hello. Hi. That's me.
And this week we have a special guest, James Sandusky, or better known as Sandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been forever since Sandy's been on the show, man. It's been a while.
Yeah,
But
returning
he's back.
king.
He's back, baby.
It's been like 2 years, I think.
2 years, man. That's 2 years too long. That's what I know.
Well, we've had 1 year of this virus going on, so
So, I mean, cut us some slack, buddy. Right?
So, what have you guys been playing this week?
Oi, really nothing. A little bit of Tony Hawk. Actually, I played some Tony Hawk, and then I went back and played Pro Skater 2, like the original. That shit still holds up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about
Still
you,
really
Ryan?
good.
So I played Among Us for the first time a couple nights ago.
It's fun.
Um,
If you have a large group, it's fun.
I'm not as good of a liar as I thought I was. And that pains me. But so I figured out like afterwards that the key to lying well in that game is being mindful of like where you were at all times so that you can try to lie about that. But I never paid attention to what I was doing at any given time. I was just doing the tasks because I like doing the tasks. And then people would be like, Ryan, where were you when this happened? And I was like, I don't know. I was off doing the thing with the whatever. They're like, Ryan did it, even when I didn't do it. So that's been fun. Also, I have also I have been playing a lot of Rebel Galaxy Outlaw for the PlayStation 4. It just came out on the PlayStation 4 a few days ago, so I've been playing the fuck out of it. You feel me?
Would you recommend?
Absolutely, I would recommend. I would say that if Elite Dangerous was too much for you, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw will shave off all the extra shit and just give you a very trimmed down but very fun and easy to pick up experience. So it's a really good time.
Tomorrow
Yeah.
is PS Plus, Vampire and Need for Speed.
Yeah, I have Need for Speed. That game got a lot of guff, but I think it's actually pretty fun. Vampire looks all right. Also, I played the new Battletoads 2 days ago.
Would you recommend?
How was it?
No, that was Ukulele. Ukulele annoys the shit out of Kaylee, apparently.
Aw.
But no, the new Battletoads is actually I didn't play a whole lot of it. I played like the first maybe the first level. I like the way it looks. It looks good. It plays really well. I like being able to switch between the three toads at any time.
Do the limbs still embiggen?
They do embiggen, but they embiggen into other forms that you may not that are new now. Like sometimes they turn their fists into trains, or
So just give me the boot, the ram horns.
so instead of the boot,
You know?
imagine the boot if like the boot were gone and it was just the big foot inside of the boot.
Okay.
So, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It sounded like you were about to say they're trying.
No, well, I was gonna say they're trying with it because they try to do this thing with the humor in the game that doesn't really hit for me. But
You like your toad serious.
I like some serious toads. I like when they take what they're doing with some kind of like with an air of sincerity, and I don't feel like they're doing that.
They're insincere Battletoads. Got
Yeah, they're pretty. It's pretty cool though. And I think I've been playing a little bit of Animal Crossing, watering my pumpkins to get ready for the Halloween. Make sure everything's nice and spooky for when no one comes to my island.
I'll come
And
to your island.
What happened?
I would, I I dropped the
Were you
mouse.
so?
And that's it.
I didn't think.
Back to you in the studio, Shanae.
What about you, Sandy?
I've really been playing much. I don't really have the time, but mainly just Stick of Truth. Trying to.
Yeah, you can play Stick of Truth.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Get that platinum.
No, I just found out I had to start all over. So
Oh no.
oh, it's all right.
It's a short game.
Yeah,
I'm just game.
I'm just blasting through it right now. And then I just
My
picked
kids
up.
have restarted it. It's like several times trying to get like what is it? You have to like open every garage or find every Pokemon and all that crap. Like yeah, my kids have restarted it several times.
I've done all that. I just had to. There was one costume piece I missed at the very beginning, so I had to. That's what I had to go back for.
Just gonna go ahead.
Was it from the Goths?
No, it was from the alien spaceship.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I just picked up the Mafia remake today, so I'm thinking I might start that soon.
So
let me know how that is.
Yeah, because I've been curious about that because I remember trying the only Mafia that I've played aside from 3 was I tried Mafia 2 forever ago on the 360, and I just wasn't feeling it. So I wonder if these remakes are are they just new assets or are they prettied them up? Like what are we talking about here?
I think this one's like a complete remake because when I played the original one way back in the day, it was very, very clunky.
Yeah.
And it was like so extreme that even if you were like to run through a red light, the police would come after you.
Well, that's illegal, Sandy. You understand that, right?
So I think the new one lets you play that way if you want with that rule set for the police or like a more lenient way. But I know it's like the same, what is it, like 16 missions or whatever as the original game and all that.
16 missions.
But like, it's all like completely new and gussied up. And I think the voice acting's redone even. I don't know. It looks really cool.
Okay.
And since it has been 2 years since you've been on the show, Sandy, real quick, what are 5 games in the last 2 years that you've enjoyed?
Oh, God.
Putting them on the spot here.
Yeah, put it on the Ritz.
I'm not saying like that you enjoyed the most, just that you liked. In 2 years, 5 games that you liked.
Sunset Riders.
No, I played Sunset Riders before.
Well, I didn't say necessarily for the first time. Just games that you've been playing in the last 2 years.
Man, that's kind of hard. The past 2 years has been kind of a blur.
Man.
Well, I remember you were into Streets of Rage. You were happy when that came out.
Yeah, that's very fun. I do really enjoy that. So yeah, I'd say that's one.
We played some fighting games together. I know at least one of those is your favorite.
Was that favorite? Just 5 good ones. Just good ones. I thought this would be an easy softball question. My apologies.
Look, James has been very busy over the last couple of years.
He's been defending Texas and the missions and the parks that make this state great, Shanae. So he hasn't had time for video games. All right?
There's a lot of angry people at the parks.
What do you mean I gotta wear a mask?
No, it's
angry people in the last 2 years.
It's that. It's people trying to come in without a reservation. And well, between that, it's like I'm in the car 4 hours a day too, just driving to and from work. So that takes a toll.
Yikes!
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is Game Shop over?
No, I still work there. I'm still technically employed. I've worked there twice since I got the job.
Okay.
So you retain your employee discount.
Yeah, that and
keep you on the payroll for a while.
Yeah, I got it because this job is only supposed to be 4 days a week, but they're so short staffed that I'm working 40 hours.
No. We can't have that.
Are you gonna get the minis?
Wait, what?
Benefits.
Oh, yeah. All the benefits for working for the state are fantastic. So GameStop, I just canceled all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, so this week I have been playing personally Divinity 2
What?
and then Divinity 2.
Okay.
Still on that. Still enjoying my time.
I thought you
I
said Looney Tunes.
No, Divinity 2 I think I mentioned it last week. I started my own campaign like without Berto because like our schedules are so different. So it's been super fun seeing like different options that I chose not to take. And also just like going through these things with a better idea of how this game is played and options to me. And I'm liking it because I have like all 4 people, so I can try out all these different classes or like mixing the different stuff because it's basically Dungeons and Dragons. And so that's been fun. But I also finally started playing The Last of Us Remastered.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And I have some feels about that game.
Okay. Lay 'em on me.
Here we go. Hot takes.
One.
Shanae's hot Last of Us takes.
Yep.
Yeah, hot takes right now.
7 years later.
I got there eventually.
Sure.
Sarah, in the beginning, Joel's daughter that gets shot by the police.
Okay.
Yes.
They have very thick accents for living in the suburbs of Austin. Like
Well,
they have like.
It seems like more they're living. It seems like more they're living in like San Marcos.
No.
Yeah, man.
The suburbs
That's
of
how
Austin.
Texans
It says
talk.
so
Tell 'em,
specifically
Sandy.
In the plot.
Think of it this way: everybody from Texas talks different.
Yeah. That's
Look
true.
at me and look at y'all.
That's true.
That's true. Huh? That's true.
You ever think about this, Shanae? You ever listen to
Aren't you from
James?
West Texas? Or are you from San Antonio?
No, I'm from West Texas.
He's from West
That's
Texas,
what I thought.
man.
He's from
Yeah.
West Texas. You're not from San Antonio. You're not
Well-
from Austin. Those
Well, you
people
don't know
sound like
where Joel and Sarah are from just because they live there.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Boom.
Yeah.
this. You know what?
Debunked.
I can't repeat that point. So taking back that take.
Okay.
And then also, I mean, I played a demo of this game, so I feel like I should have like expected it more. But like, I get real bored of stealth games really fast, and it's already happening like an hour or 2 into Last of Us. Like, I just want to run and gun it. I'm like, I don't give a shit about these clickers, and it's super frustrating.
I mean, you can do that.
Because I'm not good at games. But I have tried like the same level like 15, 20 times, and it's pretty early on, and I'm just like, fuck it. And I just like, I don't know, I'm having like the same issue that I had with Dead Island, where I can't play the game that I like the way that I want to play it. Like, I got really tired of like, I've played it before, Dead Island, the curb stomping, like how I get that ammo is scarce and they want to force you to play different ways, but I don't want to be forced into anything. I want to run and gun it.
Play it on
I want all the
easy.
ammo.
If you play it on easy, you can run and gun it all you want. You'll never run out of stuff.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying though, because I think that there are a lot of like very defined sections in that game where this is obviously the stealth section, especially when the clickers show up. This is obviously this is obviously the stealth section, and then this is the action section, and the enemies kind of dictate which it is because, you know.
So yeah,
And not to mention the end of that game, like that game, both in gameplay design and in script and in all of it, is like pretty definition of creators' intent. They do want that game played a certain way.
Yeah,
you know.
I think that The Last of Us 2 does a much better job of letting you handle each encounter the way that you want to, because
Druckmann's intent.
Yeah, you don't have to play by Druckmann's intent in the second one, because you can go stealthy or you can go loud or a mixture of the two. So it's a little bit more liberal in that regard. But I definitely see what you're saying about that.
Yeah, because it's like the mission, like after you get Ellie and after like you get like away from like that ditch area where like the lights are shining down on you.
Yeah, shine
and
down.
then you're going up in the building. Yeah, and like it's pretty shortly after you get the Molotov cocktails, and I'm in my first room of like a lot of clickers. Like I think there's like 6 or 7 in there.
Yeah,
I know the exact room you're talking about.
Yeah, me too.
You get the
And
wooden plank there and all that. Yeah.
I bet you got your neck bit up real good a bunch of times in that section, huh?
so many fucking times.
Yeah.
I turned the game off. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm
You
just
got
gonna
tired of
continue to
hearing
get
Joel's
mad.
screams.
And yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
done with it. I'm like, I want to like hand the controller to somebody else. I'm like, hey, can you beat this part and I'll just play the rest? Like, I'm done with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, and I like looking
And
back on
I
that
think I
game,
might not.
most of it is played that way. Now that I think about it.
The only gameplay part of that game that really took me out of it is dragging Ellie around on the pallets.
You know, like that.
Wait till you do that a bunch of times.
You know, she can't
I
swim,
think I
Tom.
might if I can't get past this mission and like next time like I'll try it two more times, like two different times,
Settings, right?
like
Yeah.
different like days or whatever. And if I can't get past this part, like in the next two times, I'm not gonna play the
Dipping.
game anymore. I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm just gonna be done with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's
You're done.
You're done. What's the point? I mean, there's no point in playing a game that you don't like, honestly.
And like I believe the story's great. I believe the ending's probably very touching, and I get why
It's
a
alright.
lot of people love the game. But like, yeah, it's just I don't think it's for me, but I want it to be because I've heard so many good things that I want to like have that experience that so many people had with that game.
Yeah. You should do me a favor and check and see if people are still playing that multiplayer. I've been really curious about that for a while.
All right, I'll check it out next time.
It's fun.
Quite good.
But kind of though did remind me of the topic that Sandy brought up actually, which is I mean it's not exactly, but I believe that you asked us which like game series have we just stopped like buying or playing or enjoying or being fans of or supporting in general.
Yeah.
Do you have an example that made you think of this question, that like one that like has made you stop?
Yeah, well, two of them immediately come to mind, and one of them was Final Fantasy 15.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Very divisive game. Very
Whoa.
divisive.
And what you about to say
and-
about my boys?
Wait. Does that mean you don't want to play 16? Because that trailer looks great.
I haven't seen anything on 16 yet.
It's back to fantasy.
Really?
Yep.
It's not the final one though.
A fantasy based in reality, mind you.
How many good boys are there?
That and also Far Cry 5.
What?
Why did that make you not want to play the series anymore?
I'm a big fan of having a great antagonist because the antagonist drives the story.
Yeah.
And
I know you love your Kefka.
yes. So with that, it's that whatever his name was, Jacob Seed or whatever was the main villain. But then by having in three secondary, Joseph Seed.
Joseph Seed.
That was close.
Yeah. I just wanted to
close
let you know.
enough.
I wanted to let
It's
you
all
know.
the same.
Yeah.
And
He would have remembered if it was a better antagonist, all right?
Fair.
that's true.
Fair.
But you go about trying to take out the other three,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you get to him, the game just ends. And I was just like, this just didn't feel right. Like something in my gut was just telling me that it just wasn't a complete game.
Wait.
Right.
Back up for a second. You said when you get to him, the game just ends.
Yeah, like when there's no showdown with him. There's
No
really
resolution.
there's no resolution.
But there
Oh, go ahead.
there is though. Like you fight him and everything.
But the resolution is basically put into New Dawn.
True. Did you play New Dawn though?
No, after 5, I was just like, I have no intention to.
Fair. That's a shame because New Dawn definitely had the better antagonist.
That's
Imagine, like, what is his name? Jacob Seed?
Joseph.
So
Joseph Seed?
Yeah.
I imagine him like the super old school Daffy Duck, how he just like cackles and bounces all over the place. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You know what's funny? The funny thing about that about that confrontation with Joseph Seed, now that I remember, is how weirdly out of place boss battles kind of feel in first person shooters now, to me anyway. Like it just feels like they just feel really strange at this point with the way that like shooters have kind of tried to lean more toward like being more realistic or whatever. Like the idea of a boss battle just seems weird and
Shooters in general, right? Like,
yeah,
think about every Uncharted boss and how fucking dumb it is.
Yeah.
You know? Like, the only more modern shooter bosses I can think of that were fun was, like, Cyber Demon. You know?
yeah,
Spider Mastermind. Like, that type of shit was fun. But, like, rarely.
yeah.
Well, look at when they did the GoldenEye remake, because I remember it came out on Wii first.
Wii,
All
yeah.
the boss battles were QuickTime events.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, because before it was just like you're shooting this fucking random character model, you know?
Yeah.
But,
Shoot Boris until he dies.
yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see how Far Cry 5 would have done that for you, especially considering the fact that like 3 and 4 had antagonists that people generally seem to like a lot more and found to be a lot more memorable. I think that a lot of people fall back on Voss from Far Cry 3 as like what they prefer. I personally found Pagan Min to be more compelling. He just didn't get a lot of screen time or anything, but yeah, I think that Far Cry 5 was definitely like one of those games where Ubisoft kind of went really try to cash in on the let's make this map as big as we can, put as much shit in it as we can, and you just do that shit over and over and over again.
And they've been doing that for 10 years.
Yeah, but like this was like a culmination of all that research and efforts and that's just like that's just what their games are, and it just seems to feel more tedious in the form of an open world first person shooter, honestly. But gave you a dog though. They gave you a dog, and that's pretty cool.
I always enjoy that.
And a bear.
Yeah.
They gave you a bear. Cheeseburger. An awesome
Cheeseburger,
bear.
that was it.
It was a cool bear. I liked, real quick, I like New Dawn because you got a dog that could ride in the sidecar of your motorcycle with you, or if you got in a car, he would jump in the front seat and hang out with you, and I like that a whole lot. So
Super down for that.
Yeah.
Can I just have that be my game?
that alone is worth the price of admission for me.
Yeah, whenever you Ryan told us the topic that you were thinking about, like immediately the first thing that came to my mind was Assassin's Creed 3. And it's like
Great minds, Shanae. Assassin's Creed was mine as well. Well, I've got 2 of them, but that's one of them.
And it's mainly because of the boat stuff that eventually became Black Sails.
Holy shit, I love the boat stuff.
Black Flag.
I feel like, am I the only one who likes the boat
Black
stuff?
Sails
Because
is a
everybody's
TV
telling me
show.
they
No,
like the boat
Literally
stuff.
No,
everybody.
I
likes
love the
boat
boat
stuff.
stuff.
They love, okay.
I hate the
Yeah.
boat stuff.
Okay.
I
But
have
most
bad
people
taste.
like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a garbage person, so I have
That
bad
is true.
taste, and I don't like the boat stuff. So honestly, that's kind of like been the like I'm done with this series. I'm like, yeah, the iterative. I can't say the word. Say it, Tom. When they're like,
Iterations.
Iterative.
yeah, iterative. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah.
Like it did feel that way, but also like I was still pretty down with like Yellow Ninja and assassinating people, and I don't know, like that though it honestly does look really good, and like hearing Ryan talk about the platinum kind of makes me want to go back to the series. And I don't think there's any boat stuff in that one.
There's a lot of boat stuff in that game. That
Yeah.
game has a lot of boat stuff. And
So
I don't
for
know how to
me-
play it.
For me with Assassin's Creed, and why I will probably never buy another game in the series, is that like I've tried games throughout the course of that series, and every time I think I'm gonna like one, I like it less than I liked the previous one. Like the first Assassin's Creed is still my favorite,
Mhm.
you know. Then I played whatever the PSP one was, which I understand that's kind of
Bloodlines.
like a half step or whatever, but I liked it okay. Didn't like 2. Bought 4 because everyone was like, this is the one. Black Flag's the one, you know. Didn't like it. So, like, now I remember watching the trailer for Odyssey with Ryan, not
Origins.
Odyssey, Origins
Yeah.
with Ryan, and
Origins.
being
That's the one I was
like,
talking about.
man, this looks so cool.
It's
but
very
like,
fucking cool.
but I'm like, no, I can't. I'm
very
not going to
fucking
spend the
cool.
money again to be disappointed again.
It's very
you know?
fucking cool.
So,
So I think that
I missed the
Origins.
game earlier. Go ahead.
I think Origins is different enough to kind of separate itself from the games that you had played.
Yeah.
That said, if you don't like Assassin's Creed already, it's not different enough to change your mind. I do
Right, and
consider.
I heard the same thing about Black Flag. Oh,
Yeah.
Black Flag's way different than the other ones. You know,
It is not.
All right.
That is not
It's
true.
it's
That is not.
yeah.
That is not true.
The best way I could describe new Assassin's Creed, and this is what I would tell people that came to GameStop, and they're in the same boat as you, Tom. They were just like, I'm done with Assassin's Creed. I was like, I hear you. 3 killed it for me. But I started on Odyssey before I did Origins,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah. And I was like, the best way for me to describe it is like an Assassin's Creedy Witcher.
Hello, Witcher.
Yeah.
So it's like basically like they straight up they're like copied the formula for The Witcher, and
Yeah.
then they're like, all right, assassins.
Yeah, I think that they definitely made more clearly defined combat mechanics and more clearly defined stealth mechanics to make both of those things more fun to do overall. I like Assassin's Creed a whole lot. That said, I was playing through Assassin's Creed 3 pretty recently, and
you brought it up.
that game, Connor, conceptually, awesome. What an awesome idea for an assassin. An execution.
And what a cool period.
Yeah. An execution though, this dude fucking sucks. I hate listening to him talk. Everything he does is fucking lame. Desmond is lame, but they do give you this one of the cooler tools I've seen in Assassin's Creed ever, which is basically think of it like Scorpion's harpoon, but like you could be in a you'll be in a tree, you'll throw this harpoon at the guy, and then you'll jump out of the tree, hold onto the rope, and you'll hang him, and it's cool every fucking time. The rest of that game is, it is what it is, but that part's cool.
Well, one of the things that just really killed part 3 with me, and it stinks because like right now I'm reading a biography on Washington, and I'm hearing all the stuff from the Revolutionary War. I was like, oh man, this makes me kind of want to play Assassin's Creed 3 again.
You get to punch Washington in the face in that game.
But then remembering Assassin's Creed 3, where you're literally just force gumping every single thing about the American Revolution, and I remember there's a part where Washington was just like, he's like, I don't know what to do. Just, then Connor basically comes up and tells him, he's like, be a man. You're going to do this. And it's like, okay.
But he'll say more like, be a man. You're going to do this. That's how he talks the entire time. I hate him.
Just watch Hamilton. Just watch Hamilton. Fuck Assassin's Creed 3.
I'm not watching Hamilton.
It's got too much Hamilton in it. So,
I mean, George Washington is kind of kick-ass in it, but whatever.
Yeah, but that dude owned slaves, so fuck him.
Okay,
but
that's true.
Yeah.
I'll say this right. It's very interesting. Through that biography of him, seeing how his viewpoint on slavery changed drastically throughout his life. It's interesting. I'll say that.
Okay. I'll give it a look for you, Sandy.
I'll say this. It's not a series, but Quantic Dreams games in general, I'll probably never play another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really loved Heavy Rain. I really liked Beyond Two Souls. Most people shat all over that game. I think it was quite good. I was looking forward to Detroit Become Human. But just because of David Cage and all the nasty allegations against him, it makes me not want to support him or his studio, you know? So I sat that one out, and I can't imagine buying another game from him.
Yeah.
So
I recently sat through a playthrough of Detroit Become Human. And you're not missing anything, dude. I'll tell
Even
you.
like Indigo Prophecy, like you were feeling that one too back in the day,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no thanks.
It's just it's not great.
This
That game blows.
this might come as a shock to y'all, but for me now it's Borderlands.
Well, yes.
All right.
1-1 over.
Yeah. All right.
No, it's because I went through the third one and I really wanted to like it.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't.
I heard that game is like
Shocking.
super cringy, but I've
It
never
is.
played it.
And again, it's the villains. Oh my gosh, I could not stand those stupid twins. I hated the game because of them.
So what's
If
their
you
what's
want
their
Sandy
deal?
to enjoy a game, you gotta have a good antagonist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guys,
I mean,
Yeah.
and here's the thing, like Handsome Jack set the bar just so high.
Did he?
He did.
And we did an episode about our favorite antagonists, and you brought up Handsome Jack, Ryan.
Opinions can actually change over time, Tom. I don't know if you're aware of that. I don't know.
No, but
I'm not
the
a.
fact that
I'm not a.
you're-
I don't
the
exist
fact
as
that
a
you're
fixed point in
surprised-
time.
But the fact that you're surprised that somebody else would like that when you did it at a time.
I've grown as a person over the last few years, man. And let me tell you
Forgot he said
something.
it.
Let me tell you something. Go on, Sandy. I didn't mean to let Tom derail you. Go on.
No, it's after that, and then seeing how like some of the mechanics for the game changed, I just after this, I have a feeling that 2 is its peak, and then it's not going to be that high anymore.
Did you play the
Like how
pre-sequel?
the mechanics changed,
And here's the pre-sequel. Whilst I
hated it.
there, I didn't hate it. There were some things about it I didn't like, but
Like all of it?
no, I actually really enjoy the story because you see, of course, Jack, you're seeing how he becomes what he becomes, which leads into the whole story. The story aspect is what I liked. The space atmosphere and just some of the other stuff I could tell it was just not as good,
Yeah.
but the plot is what kept me going for it.
Well,
Yeah.
that was 2K Marin, right? Like, that's a different studio, but Ryan always brings up that, like, that whole cast was Australian,
Yeah, good eye.
And it's obviously because of geography, but, like,
Yeah, good eye.
for me, it wasn't even the story, right? Like, with Borderlands 2, I enjoyed playing that game with friends because I didn't pay attention to the story,
Yeah. Live
it's
your
hard
life.
to pay
Don't
attention to.
shit.
Well, it's hard to when you're playing with 3 other people and people
Yeah.
are constantly talking and all
Yeah.
that, But I wasn't like ignoring it intentionally. But like with the pre-sequel, for me, it was just like the bullshit quest, Like it was just busy work. Go collect 50 guns and put them in this box, Like that's not a quest. That's literally busy work. It's padding on a game,
Nothing is as bad as any sort of busy work quest fan. I highly doubt any of y'all played it, but Lord of the Rings Online when that first came out,
I have not played it.
It was-
lived in it.
it was
Played like a month of it,
I knew it.
yeah, and that's a month too much.
and I don't think it was at launch. I can't remember like when I did it. I know I did it to play with like one friend, and then we played once, and I think they
Your
stopped
friend
playing
Frodo?
it. And then I just like played it a couple times, and then just nah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was every town you would go to had the exact same fetch quests,
Yeah.
but the number would just go up. So it's like kill 10 wolves.
Yeah, but
bring me 10 apples.
you play
Go to the next
MMOs to
town.
make the numbers go up, though. I thought that's what everybody wanted,
I
was to
mean,
watch the numbers go up.
I'm not gonna say that like WoW and Ion and all these other MMOs like didn't also like get repetitive. I mean, I guess like WoW's a little bit better about it, but I just was so used to it at this point. I don't remember that being my issue with it. But I do remember it being boring.
Yeah, well,
But I feel like it's more excusable in an MMO versus just a very linear game.
It
with
depends
a
on-
definitive end.
it depends
Yeah.
on how it's played out.
Yeah.
Like for instance, Warcraft, it's like, yeah, you're gonna have lots of fetch quests, but they'll at least change up like what you're fetching. For Lord of the Rings, it's like I said, bring me 10 apples, kill 10 wolves. You go to the next town, they're like, all right, cool. I need you to bring me 12 apples and kill 12 wolves.
Bring them
I was just like,
it's a
problem.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay. So then I get to like Bree, and they're like, oh, you made it here from Hobbiton. That's cool. Can you bring us 15 apples and kill us 15 wolves? I was like, are you kidding me? How many wolves do I have to kill?
So when do you get to Mordor? Isn't that the place
You
where
know-
everybody wants to go?
Yeah, as far as I know, you never got to Mordor.
Oh,
That was probably like an expansion down the line that never happened.
oh. Well, I have 2 games that let you play in Mordor the whole time if you want to know about them. One is Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor.
Mhm.
The second one is Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor 2, Shadow of War. So those are both in Mordor the whole time, if that's where you want to be, man.
You can also play the all the Return of the King for PS2 or 3.
Not into it. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I mean, yeah, there is like the moral stances, but I don't really think of that like when I thought about like I'm not playing a series.
No, I get
Or-
that, but like that has kept me from playing games
Yeah.
more so,
Well, yeah.
probably more so than other things, you know.
I was just I don't know. It's not what really came to my mind. I also am not as knowledgeable about like who's a creep in the industry as you
Yeah.
as you
Sure.
are.
because you know how much Skullgirls I'm not gonna play anymore. 1,000%. So
I'll play
Right.
Skullgirls. Mike Z did not create that game, you know.
I don't
But-
care. I don't want his fucking stench in my house.
Yeah, no, but the other game I like thought of almost immediately, or franchise was the Mass Effect series. If they were to make more, I would not buy more. I mean, I didn't buy Andromeda, and I'm probably not gonna buy the next. I do though, kind of want to replay like the 3 though.
They'll put it out.
I never played.
They'll remaster it.
I never played Mass Effect 3 past like the first half hour, but it seemed okay. I'd like to finish it because I want to see what happens at the end. But now I don't have my 360 hooked up anymore, so what am I gonna do?
You know what franchise I've quit, but like it makes me come back, pulls me back in from time to time? Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
Because
it
there are
is.
so many terrible Sonic
There it
games,
fucking
you know?
is.
You get fucked by Sonic so many times, and then it's like, here's Sonic Generations, and you're like, oh,
That
all
was
right, I'll give this one a
yeah.
shot,
You then they were like, we're gonna fuck you 40 more times.
Yeah, and then here's Sonic Mania.
Yeah.
You know, right. Yeah, exactly. So,
A fucking metaphor
That's a hard
because
one.
the Sonic
That's
porn
a hard
community is massive.
why you always gotta take it?
Every time, dude. It's like she can't like that's just her thing.
Like,
I
Well,
just,
Sonic-
it's probably
Sonic is
because she
one
can't find enough Donkey Kong porn. So
No,
We
I think
tried to
that's
give her
of
what she
age,
want. We tried to
of
give her.
age.
We tried to give her the Donkey Kong adult themed material, and she wouldn't even let us do it on the show. She
Yeah.
cut it off. She called it into it. So it's like, it is what it is. You know what though? So when it came out, I was super into The Getaway. I love that game to this day. I really love that game. Then I remember The Getaway Black Monday, which was the sequel that came out, and it took you from playing as the characters Mark Hammond and DC Frank Carter, and put you into the roles of 3 different people with 3 different play styles. But that game is trash. Is absolute trash.
Never again.
And I remember I said I don't think I'm into The Getaway like I was anymore.
Let me ask you, Ryan,
Huh.
as the PSVR owner,
Yeah.
isn't London Heist and
Yes.
Blood and Truth also part of that?
I don't know about Blood and Truth. I know London Heist is. I don't know about Blood and Truth.
Yeah.
Blood and Truth looks dope. I'll say that. But
Play it.
yeah, I don't know. I just remember thinking, I was like, is this what The Getaway is now? Like, this just isn't good. Which is funny because right after I was thinking that, and then like a week later I read that like that studio shut down. So
Oh, damn, I didn't know that.
yeah. But I don't know. I think that like especially because the Getaway came out around the time that when GTA was really like kind of dominating as like the open world action game of choice for everybody.
Mhm.
And so it was like it's something different. I thought it was a really cool premise, but then they kind of just fucked it. Um, and I felt like it seemed very much like a franchise that would have had a lot of promise and potential just based on the kind of game that they did for the first one.
If you like Guy Ritchie films,
If you like, look, if you like Guy Ritchie films, all right. If you like shooting at shit, if you like leaning up against walls to get your health back, you know, play the Getaway. It's a good game. Driving stinks, but the story and the on foot gameplay is really awesome. You know.
Uh, so I'm not remembering it correctly, so hopefully you can clarify. But like, isn't it Castlevania? You're not like if they were to make more games, you want to play because didn't like you not want to watch the Netflix series for a reason, and I cannot remember why.
I wasn't playing Konami games in general for a few years. I've since started playing their games again.
Yeah,
Have
they
they
pull
have they
back
done
in.
better, or are you just done not playing
I
these
think
games?
they've at least made somewhat of an effort, right? Because like for a while there, Konami just seemed like they weren't interested in video games anymore, which is fine.
Yeah.
They make most of their money out of the video game space, Uh, but they've started, they released their Castlevania collection and their Contra collection, and they put out Bomberman R, and like they've slowly tried to lean back into gaming a little bit. There's talks of a Metal Gear remaster coming out, like stuff like that.
I really hope that's true.
Yeah.
What about that other Mighty Number Nine, that studio?
That was Keiji Inafune. That was Inti Creates and Concept, I believe. Which, like, most of Inti Creates games are fantastic. Most of what they do, I like a lot. I think Inafune just kind of people were too hyped, right? He sold it as, "Hey, this is Mega Man again," and that's not what it was. Is it a bad game? It's not as bad as people make it out to be. It's not as bad as
But
I've
you
made
were
it out
mad
to be.
about it at the time.
I was mad
He
about
felt
it. I still am
slighted.
mad about it because Inafune came out on stage and made it sound like, "Hey, here's the Mega Man that they won't give you." Like he sold it off of Mega Man,
And it weren't.
and it's
You're
it's
not
not
giving
that.
Mega Man either.
Yeah,
So nobody gets Mega Man, I
But,
guess.
But would you play
But,
any
it's
of his
fine.
other games?
Oh, I've played other games of his and liked them quite a bit. There's games of his I haven't played that I would still like to, like Recore was one of the reasons I wanted an Xbox. Uh, you know, but yeah, I'm down. I have no problem with him. People like to make it out like he's fucking the next Peter Molyneux, and he's not. That's just not the case.
Something nukes.
But
He tried
Yeah.
to make a game that he was really excited about, and it's all right. It wasn't a great game.
Well, and when you're like the first video game Kickstarter success,
Yeah.
like the first one,
that's a lot of
you know?
pressure, bro. There's a lot of
Yeah.
expectation that comes with that, right?
yeah,
So like, what are you gonna do? Like, if people don't like your game, they don't like your game. Everybody makes a stinker once in a while, right?
yep.
I mean, do you think
Yeah.
every movie Steven Spielberg makes is a fucking classic?
I was like, hey, and I'll be 1941.
You know, you just sometimes games suck. That's the reality of it. That's how we appreciate the good ones.
And here's the thing: if it wasn't marketed the way that it was, I think more people would like that game. Like
Yeah.
it's not that bad,
That's what I've been saying about Perfect Dark Zero. Like, I think that Perfect Dark Zero is a terrible Perfect Dark game.
Yeah.
But as far as 2005 launch shooters go, I mean,
Yeah.
you could have done a lot worse. You know?
It could be Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably on some people's list of like they will never
I think if
play another
Duke
Duke
Nukem,
Nukem game.
I don't know. I think that Duke Nukem Forever was just,
A poor choice.
I guess I don't know. I guess I don't know what people wanted out of a new Duke Nukem game. Like, Duke Nukem is such a time and place kind of thing anyway. That I don't
Yeah,
know.
it really is.
I don't know what people wanted out of a Duke Nukem game in the 21st century, but they got what they
But
got.
you could say the same thing about like Doom and Wolfenstein. Like not to the same extent. Obviously, those characters don't have the personality that Duke Nukem had, right? But like gameplay wise and premises wise, like those games were definitely of a time.
Well, see,
But
that's what I'm saying
They brought
is that
them forward
when you
quite
make
successfully.
a Duke Nukem game, I think is built around that character because he has the personality, and
And the
whereas
quotes.
with Wolfenstein and Doom, those characters didn't have any personality, and I would argue that the character in
into the
Doom
gameplay.
still doesn't have a personality. But
I mean, they did the whole thing with
Does
the
he have a
Doomerang
name?
and the bunny and all that shit, right? Like, there was something there.
yeah,
With Duke Nukem, they just need to do what they did with Doom and lean into the gameplay more than anything else, you know?
yeah, I think that they tried very much to lean into Duke Nukem like as a guy,
Right.
and that's where they went wrong because like nobody gives a shit about Duke Nukem as a guy. That it's just again, I think the problem with Duke Nukem Forever is Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
And I think that if you don't build a game or like that's just all around that guy, then you probably could have made something pretty cool.
It's like the way, like, there's almost consistently been Serious Sam in one form or another coming out, right? And, like, those games, while not, like, nowhere near the success of something like Doom or Wolfenstein, considerably more successful than something like Duke Nukem Forever, you know?
Yeah.
It could be done.
Yeah, it could be
with-
done.
Not
but-
with
but
Randy Pitchford, but it could be done.
It could be done, but it tweren't. Also, maybe Randy Pitchford shouldn't work in video games anymore. I don't know.
There's a time I stopped playing EA games because I was just super mad about what they did with the SimCity.
Oh, the always
And
online
how-
thing?
A lot of people were pissed about SimCity. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was really excited for it, and then that came out, and so I was like, well, I'm not gonna buy this game, cancel my pre-order, and then for like a long, I mean, not that I worked at GameStop at the time, so I was checking out games, I wasn't buying them for the most part, but I mean, for a long time, I didn't buy or play any EA games.
They kind of butchered a lot of things, right? Like, especially
Yeah.
on the Maxis side. Like, SimCity
Well, even
got better and better until then, you know? It was constantly getting better until then. Same thing with The Sims. It was constantly getting better until 4. And then they just get rid of Maxis, and, like, now what? You know, who knows?
well, same with Command and Conquer as well.
Yeah.
And
I
then-
mean, what was the last Command and Conquer? Red Alert 3?
No, the last one they had was I think Tiberium Wars, Command and Conquer 4, and
yeah, you're right.
they changed the formula around to where it bared no semblance at all to what it was.
Yeah. And
It's
then
even
the
a
problem with
different color
SimCity
than
2
most
is you
of
had
the covers.
competitors at that point, right? Like, you had city skylines and stuff like that people fucking loved.
Yeah.
But
But people wanted that SimCity, and they wanted it to be good, and then you had to
Yeah.
add DRM and all this other bullshit with it, and like no one wanted that. Nobody
Yeah.
asked for that.
I don't think most consumers actively want DRM. I think they just want
But
to play
they've
their
shown
video
time
games.
and time again over the last few years that they are okay with it now. You know,
I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean,
Exactly.
you got a game that you want to play and they have DRM. Like, what are you gonna do?
yeah,
You could do
Yeah,
that. You could try to get on your soapbox about it. Say you're not gonna buy it, but then 1,000 other people are gonna buy it anyway. So,
I think that was the same. Yeah, because it definitely was the same year they did it with the NCAA and a couple other games they launched that year. And I think for I don't think the full year. I think it was it only made it 7 to 9 months. All
what's
of
funny
them
is
had-
of all the shitty EA things, you picked SimCity to make you stop playing their games. You know, not
I'm
like
a garbage person with bad ideas.
not consistently topping worst employer of the year lists. You know, SimCity, you fucked me. You know,
well, I mean, that's what affects Shanae directly,
sure,
right? She doesn't work at
Yeah,
EA.
I don't know.
You
I
know,
don't know the other things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do know that I wanted this game.
She knows-
and I didn't get it.
she knows that they made a product that she didn't like, and she decided, "Fuck this, I'm out." And she stuck to her guns for a time.
You
I
know
don't
what's
know.
funny is there's so many reasons not to play EA games, but the problem is especially the generation before this current one, they had such an umbrella of studios that
Yes.
boycotting EA meant boycotting so much of the industry. You know,
Yeah,
I
I just
mean-
want Dead Space back.
Yeah, I mean, like Dead Space, Mirror's Edge, fucking Skate, like whatever, anything, right? Like so much
That's
was
really all I
EA.
care about, you know. I want
Fucking
that price
Amalur,
back.
Like,
right? Like so much was EA. But
yeah, because I don't think I played Kings of Amalur until like a couple years after it came
yeah,
out, and I bought it used.
yeah,
And then, I mean, of course, they did like all the sports games, and I'm not playing those. And I
ugh,
mean, for the
right?
Yeah,
most part, it was pretty easy.
those are doo doo.
I mean, like, I don't get them, so why would I buy them?
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I feel you.
Uh,
Video games are bad. Just don't play them.
no, you should play them. They can be really fun.
I mean,
But
I'm
don't.
having a great.
you know, it's funny because like I don't know, like I often talk about how hey cinnamon. I often oh hey Bubba. I often talk about how like there are things like, for example, like with Mega Man, right?
Mm.
Like I don't know enough about Mega Man to know what's the good Mega Man and what's the bad Mega Man. I could play every
Yeah.
Mega Man, and I don't know that I'd be able to tell you which one was the good one or the bad one.
Sure.
A lot of the time, for me, it's like, do I in this moment, right now, do I like this game? And either I do, or I don't. And there may come a time when another game in that franchise comes out, and I might not have liked that first one, but I'll say, hey, this one seems to look real pretty, and I think I might like it, and I'll just buy it anyway. Maybe I'll get disappointed.
Dogs.
Maybe I won't.
You
But
liked Watch Dogs 2 much more than the first one.
I did. I did not like Watch
Yeah.
Dogs 1.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs 2 is legit and dope. And I think that Watch Dogs Legion is going to be really awesome if that game ever comes out.
Street Fighter, you know?
Yeah.
I like Street Fighter 2. 1,
Yeah.
eh.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine if Street Fighter stayed Street Fighter 1 forever. You know? So
Yeah.
you never know. Sometimes, you know, that's the thing too, is that sometimes like franchises sometimes they start good and they end up bad, and sometimes they start bad and end up good. You just never really know. You know?
And in regards to that, I want to try. I still want to try Doom Eternal because I tried Doom 2016
Hell yeah.
on 2 separate times.
Hell yeah,
and
man.
and both times I just couldn't feel it.
That's a
So what's
game.
funny about that? What's funny about that, Sandy, is like Ryan and I both like 2016 much more than Eternal,
Yeah.
but we seem to be the odd man out there. Most people really seem to love Eternal.
Yeah. So Eternal
So
might
that
be your
right up
jam.
alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got more gadgets to mess with if that's your thing. You got a shoulder cannon like Predator, so that's cool. I mean, I don't know if you like that.
And a knife.
And a knife. He's got a knife on his wrist. It's a knife. You cut him from ear to ear. That's Kano from Mortal Kombat the movie.
Great.
Yeah. You know, it's I don't know. I was looking at the games that like in my library, like just on PS4 anyway, and I feel like I like more of the games than I don't like. And some of these games I'm pretty sure are from franchises I didn't like previously. I think
Such as.
well, let me hold on. Let me pull this up for you, because I actually have it right here on my cellular device. Give me a second to make this pop up. It's frozen. I'm sorry. A very inopportune time for something like this to happen. I'm sorry. What can I say?
I'll tell y'all a franchise that got much better in the second iteration, and this goes back to one of the 5 games I've really liked since blasting y'all. Shaq Fu.
Shaq.
Like the new Shaq Fu?
Yeah,
Really?
I really liked it.
I haven't heard anything good or bad about it, you know? Like, I played the first one. I convinced myself I liked it as a kid, even though it was obviously terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the newer one, I know nothing about.
It's a brawler now.
But you can be Obama in that, can't you?
If you have the game physically, you can download the Obama add-on.
Pretty cool.
Did you get the Obama add-on, Sandy?
Yes,
Good.
because you get the final boss is with him is Kanye West.
That's pretty good. I like that.
It does make more sense as a brawler than a fighting game, and it seems like it would be like
A lot funner.
if you're gonna play a mediocre fighting game or a mediocre brawler, I'd rather play the mediocre brawler. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really actually have fond memories of the fighting game. If I'm being real, I don't really feel like I like that game very much.
Was that Mummy Memphis? The guy with the robe or whatever?
Yeah, Memphis.
What was his name? That guy was cool.
No, his name was his name. I don't know. There was a mummy guy, and I remember his name was Set Ra.
Memphis was in the weird robe. He had the green skin. Here's the weird thing about the original Shaq Fu. They spent all of their budget on animation. If you guys look at the original Shaq Fu, the animation in that game is fantastic. It's like Prince of Persia style animated.
Yeah.
You know? And that just made everything suck. Like,
I
that
think
made the game
Prince of
feel
Persia
terrible, and yeah.
I think the Prince of Persia movie made me stop playing the games.
That's interesting. Why is
That
that?
makes sense.
Was it because you couldn't believe Jake Gyllenhaal was a Persian? Is that why?
I mean, that's definitely one of the major factors.
You know what's? Every time that movie gets brought up, I always think that it's funny that movie got a game of its own. So it's like video game based on the movie, based on the video game, like that Street Fighter, the movie game.
Like Ratchet and Clank as well.
Oh yeah, like Ratchet and Ratch.
Yeah.
So, but this one just had less Jake Gyllenhaal pretending to be.
Well, the Ratchet and
A
Clank
person of
reboot
color.
like,
A person of
references
color.
it though. Like
What's
the Ratchet
that?
and Clank reboot like references the fact that it's a game based on a movie based on a game.
I don't think that there's a single time. I've never seen that movie, but I'm willing to bet every video game in my library that there's not a single time that Jake Gyllenhaal looks at the camera and says like, "This ain't no video game."
Remember-
This ain't no game.
Yeah. He probably never does that.
Yeah.
I bet.
I
on
wish
your
that there was
library
a
app?
Mario game based on the movie. That would be so rad. I would play that.
I would actually really be down for that. Is your library up yet, Ryan?
No, I kind of gave up on it if I'm being honest.
All right.
Actually, no, wait. But I don't need that because I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't care for Neo 1 at all. I don't like that game. I think the game is trash. Everything that Neo 1 represents is trash. But I'll tell you something else. Neo 2, that game's pretty fucking rad. Neo 2 is very rad. And I was actually sure that after Neo 1, I knew that they had announced Neo 2, and I was just like, I did not have fun with that game at all. But Sandy got me Neo Part 2. I played it, and I was convinced that was. I was like, okay, you guys brought me around, so.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, I don't know. I think Neo 2 is rad. I think Neo 1 sucks. So.
One I can't get back into, as made me hesitant, is Grand Theft Auto 5. I enjoyed all of them up to there, and then I think it got to it felt to me like it just got to be too much, and it was weird because it was almost like a click in my head, and I was just like, you know what?
That happened to me with The Witcher.
Done.
I know a lot of people have bad things to say about 4, but like
GTA 4 is
4
badass.
was like pretty cool. Like it was a really good sweet spot, especially like Lost in the Damned I really got into. Ballad of Gay Tony I liked a good bit, but 5, I never finished 5. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm there with you.
GTA 4 is really good, and I would actually like to play that game again soon.
The only bad thing I could say about GTA 4 was just the driving mechanics.
Yeah.
Other than that, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, could you golf in GTA 4?
No, you could
Oh,
bowl.
no.
You
Yeah, I
could
know you
bowl
could do-
and you could drink. That's what you could do.
You can't golf.
You
bad
could do
game.
more
Not
than
down.
that.
I'm pretty sure you could just bowl and you could drink. I think that was where you could bowl, you could drink, you can go on dates. That's it.
But it's like after that, I've gotten Red Dead Redemption 2, and I've played about an hour. I want to play it, but at the same time, I'm just like, is this going to be like GTA 5, where it's just there's just too much to do?
There is a lot to do in that game, and if you thought that GTA 5 had too much for you to do, you should stop playing Red Dead Redemption 2 right now.
I haven't played it since it came out.
Just crit path it.
Yeah, just crit
How
path
long
it.
could it be?
60 hours.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's it's pretty decent. You crit path it, you'll be done in no time.
You'll be done in no time, Arthur.
Nah, just stay with me, Arthur.
I just don't have any faith.
You don't have any faith in Dutch?
Yeah.
He wants to take you to Tahiti. That's where he wants to go, Arthur. Have you given up on me, James? You giving up on Dutch, James?
Keep going.
That's all I got, man. It was actually hurting my throat to talk like that.
Good.
Okay, wait. This week, can we do year-round video games, James? Can we do 2 Rise from Your Graves?
Yeah, let me get my thing.
Ryan do one, and then James, you have to blindly pick a video game. Don't look at what you're grabbing. Just grab one.
I'm actually not around games.
You son of a bitch.
Well,
Can you run and get back within 30 seconds with a random game?
Go grab
Yes.
one of your Virtual Boy
Okay,
cartridges.
don't look though.
All right.
Just grab one.
that's gonna be kind of hard. Okay.
It would have been really funny if he forgot to take his headset off and he got up to run off and he was like, whoop!
Oh, I would have felt so bad.
I would have laughed.
You would have laughed.
I would have laughed.
Shanae would have laughed. Shanae would have laughed the
But I
hardest.
would feel bad. I would have laughed, but I wouldn't be proud of myself for it.
What do you think is in that binder right there?
Video games, probably.
Yeah.
There's at least
Probably
one
work
video
stuff.
game in that binder.
Oh, there. Oh,
Shanae, this is gonna be quaint for you.
Okay. Ryan
All right,
first.
so this week for Rise for Your Grave, first time listener, it's a game where we have Ryan, and this week we're gonna have Sandy pick a random game from their library, and should it be risen from the grave or should it stay buried?
okay.
So what you got,
Ooh.
Ryan?
All right, here we go. I'm waiting until it speaks to me. Can you hear it?
I hear
Yeah,
it.
I can hear it.
Okay.
You hear that snap?
You hear that clap? All right, here it comes. And this week we got. Oop. What is that?
Sims, the herbs.
Yeah, I got the herbs, dude.
Okay, so obviously the Sims should be alive and well. It is alive and well, but what exactly was the herbs?
So the herbs was basically like it was like The Sims, like really stripped down. Instead of having a whole house to build out, you had your apartment, and then you had jobs that you could do. But like it would actually let you go do these jobs, and they took the form of like these little mini games, and sometimes the Black Eyed Peas would show up and ask you to do shit for them.
It's rock for people who don't like rock. It's rap for people who don't like rap.
Yeah, and if anything, I think that the addition of the Black Eyed Peas made that game exponentially worse.
So it should stay buried.
Also, all of the gameplay mechanics that you mentioned are currently in The Sims now.
It's just, it's not. I don't think that the herbs should ever
Like
come back.
living in an apartment,
Yeah.
going to work, that's all
Yeah.
in The Sims now.
So I don't think that the herbs needs to be. It's
Risen.
it's fine. It can stay dead. So the herbs will stay dead. Okay. I forgot to do my creepy
For us.
mortician voice, but you get the gist.
One of these days, I want like a fog machine going.
You-
Oh, you wouldn't want
Okay,
one for $12.98. I
bas-
almost bought
Yeah.
one.
Based on what you know about Kaylee, Tom, do you
Yeah.
think that she would be okay with me turning on a fog machine at 11 o'clock at night?
If it was before 10.
No,
If
it's
we
not
record
before 10. Like,
10.
no way, dude.
Okay, James,
All
what do you got?
So this was the first thing I grabbed.
What? What?
What are the odds? What are the odds?
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a sim-heavy
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. So what's the
Yeah,
deal with SimCity
so,
right now? Is it still a
There's
thing?
some SimCity 4 that EA made though. So that one I'm gonna say for you. Rise that shit from the grave. It's great.
If you could, like, which SimCity is that? The first one?
That's the original. It's the
Yeah.
it's on the old
Yeah,
floppy
yeah, yeah.
disk.
Yeah, so like I think as it went forward up until what is it, 4, right? 3 or 4 is like the sweet spot because they got better, you know. But
3 was a sweet spot because 4 is the EA one that sucked.
okay, then it must have been 3. Like 3 allows for like the fucking Godzilla monster and all the disasters and all that shit. The charts were way more like important to what you were doing, you know. I feel like that was the sweet spot. But what do you think, James? Do you think that SimCity should come back from the dead? And why?
And why,
Or why not?
Sandy?
Well, I think it should, just to be given another chance, because, like Sinead said, EA just jacked it up so much.
Knowing
Dude,
that Maxis is dead, someone else has to make it.
I think it'd be interesting. I mean, look at how because I play City
Naughty Dog
Skylines.
make it.
Put Ghost Games on it.
But no, I think if someone else was to get their hands on it and
They make the Need for
implement
Speed
a lot
games.
implement a lot of other features that like City Skylines has made, it could come back. It could come back just on the name power itself.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
I tweeted at
SimCity.
Nintendo. And I told them to
Oh
make Sims.
yeah!
I tweeted at Nintendo and I said, "Hey Nintendo, here's your $1 billion idea, SimCity and the Mushroom Kingdom."
Yeah.
They never
Rad.
responded, but hopefully they stole that idea and they're making that game.
Legal's working on it.
Yeah. So
SimCity 3, if 3 was the last one before the suck one, then SimCity 3 had bigger maps than City Skylines. And that's pretty fucking cool.
I've only ever played this one and SimCity 2000 on the PS1.
Yeah.
the great fucking game. SimCity 2000 lets you drive around your city to look at the monuments to your hubris.
Yeah. So it is a little sim heavy, but I'm pretty happy. I want more SimCity, but not like the 4.
Not that SimCity, right?
Not that. Like I want a boyfriend, but not you. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's boyfriends with you.
Even cities.
Yeah.
Even horses.
that city.
Even horses, cities.
Basically, yeah.
Well, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't lead
You can't
Sinead
date
to
it.
a boyfriend. So.
Sure. So
I lead myself. I find my own boyfriends. It's the whole point of Tommy games.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so I guess like that would be it for our episode, unless y'all had any closing thoughts or anything you wanted to add before I do wrap ups and shout outs.
I do want to add, James, thanks for coming on. You got to come on with us more often because I miss you.
I miss y'all too, man. It's been a rough couple months.
Well, this is an easy way for us to hang, you know?
Yeah, it's called Discord video meetings. With this, you can meet with anyone anywhere in the world at any time from the comfort of your own living room. It's safe, it's secure, and it's convenient. Discord.
Is there anything you want to?
Haven't you reached out to a friend
when you
today?
said it's safe,
Stop.
when you said it's safe, I was hoping like a red skull would appear on your screen.
Is there anything that you want to tell people to do that would make your job easier, like make reservations at parks or?
Here's the thing: we got a billion signs. There's the internet. People are just dumb.
Wow.
I mean, you
heard
can
it.
only do so much.
James Sandusky, as a representative of the state of Texas, people
What
are
if they've
dumb.
never gone camping and they don't know that like reservations is a thing you should do?
People ask if they should bring water with them when they're going hiking.
Some people don't know.
Well, yeah.
How many of your friends drink water regularly, James?
A lot of them.
I see. Okay.
Which snakes
Clear
should
on
we
that.
be touching?
And which snakes which snakes should we touch? Which should we eat? And which should we kiss? Go.
Well, you got to get with a naked snake on that one. He's the ultimate ranger.
I see.
Sure.
I just enjoy
Venom
that his name's
snake.
naked. Oh wait, no, naked snake is a Metal Gear thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's all right, Shanae. You'll catch up. Go ahead and end the show.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
If it's not too work, I'd like for you to make our little boxes look like they're part of the codec.
That would be cool.
I bet I could figure that out. I'll find something on the internet to make that happen.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, man. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Master.
Help me, master. Save me, master. Oh, real quick, has any of you guys watched that Dragon's Dogma show?
No.
More
Not
like
yet.
Dragon's Dog Shit. Actually,
Not
it's not that bad. I just wanted a reason to say that.
Also, so you can find us on most podcast apps. We're also on the YouTubes. We got an Instagram that Tommy regularly takes care of and has some good stuff. And then you can also watch us on YouTube. And yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.